Welcome, this is episode 3 of Inside the Team, and today we have two champions as guests, Philippe Gilbert and Thomas de Gendt. Welcome, both of you. First question comes from Patrick Bolton. How much fun do you have riding in a Grand Tour?
Not a lot.
No, not a lot. Most of the time you are suffering. In the bus it can be fun, but before the stage you have stress, and after the stage you are too tired. So it's only at the dinner table that you can have a little bit of fun.
Ruben Rodriguez asks, what was the stage of this tour that you enjoyed the most?
For me, the first race day.
The stage that I enjoyed the most, the one where Brent and Harry were in the breakaway. Then I could go easy. I was sick that day and I could go easy, so I enjoyed that.
Asier Pascual Soto asks, which of the 3 Grand Tours do you prefer?
Vuelta, because it's a bit more relaxed. The Giro is more like chaos, and here it's a lot of stress, and in the Vuelta it's a bit more relaxed.
Good. Joris van Belle, what remains as the biggest individual goal in your career you still want to realize?
We're speaking about the Grand Tours, I think.
No.
Because if we were speaking about the Grand Tours, I would have liked to have one day the pink jersey, so I would have one stage in each Grand Tour, and also have the leader jersey in each Grand Tour. So I missed the pink one, and it will be like this because I don't think that next year I will do the Giro, so it will stay like this.
And you, Thomas?
I would like to wear the mountain jersey in the Giro because that's the only one I miss.
Philippe, would you trade your time in the rainbow bands for that last monument win of your career?
No, for sure not.
What is your best memory of something that happened outside of racing with a teammate?
Sometimes after the race or after Grand Tours we have nice parties, and or after the classics. It's always nice, yeah.
Good. You, Thomas?
The first final breakaway with Tim was the best one.
Then, every day you sleep on a personalized mattress. Is it like the mattress you have at home?
No, it's different, but it's kind of similar. It's you can choose how thick it is, how firm it is, and you never know because it's a different brand. But once you get used to the mattress and you have always the same one in all the Grand Tours, then it's really a plus.
Yeah. 2 people from Revor, mattress producer, they follow the team the whole Tour de France, and we followed them a whole day. Dirk Hombeck explains.
De mensen van Revor, die toch wel gespecialiseerd zijn in de matrassenwereld, hebben een gepersonaliseerde matras ontwikkeld voor de renners. Specifiek voor elke renner een andere matras. Zowel op hoogte, dikte, op van alles en nog wat. En als ik dan de reviews hoor van de renner zelf, dan is hij toch wel super content om alle dagen op een Revor matras te slapen. Nee, de hotels vinden het niet altijd zo leuk. Maar een keer dat wij de mensen overtuigen van wij gaan alles zelf doen, wij gaan alles wisselen, wij gaan de matrassen veranderen, wij gaan ze aankleden, jullie moeten niks doen, dan verandert direct het gesprek en zijn zij tamelijk akkoord zodanig dat wij onze gang mogen gaan en de matrassen wisselen voor de renners. We hebben ene keer een matras niet gelegd omdat dat een groot bed was. En we zeggen, dat is zo wel raar, zo'n klein matrasje op die grootte. En hij zei, jongen ja, hebben jullie mijn matras niet vergeten van leggen? We zeggen, ja inderdaad, maar we hebben afgewacht. En we hebben onmiddellijk in actie getreden om de matras te wisselen en die van Revor terecht te leggen.
What capacities must a rider have in order to become a sports director?
I think first speaking different languages, I think it's always good because a sport director is not only speaking with the riders but also dealing with the hotels, the transport. I think the sport director is more an organizer than anything else. So if you want to be a good organizer, you have to be able to speak with the people around you, and you're not always race in your own country, so language is important.
But what you see often is that the best team directors were not big champions in cycling.
No, maybe because you also have to know not the darker side, but the less easy side of cycling. Like a champion, he is used to ride in the front, and he had it maybe more easy on the most days. And somebody that was domestique for 10 years, they also know how it's like to fight for the time limit, to suffer every day. So maybe they think the sport directors that were domestiques for 10 years think maybe a little bit more like a domestique.
What is your biggest motivator to keep going if you aren't getting the results you aspired for?
It's always something to do. We know that with losing Caleb we missed the chance for the sprint, but still now we try to refocus on the breakaways, and we enter a few times the breakaways, but without really success. Only a third place until now from Sweeney, so it's not much, but at least we tried, and yeah, we just see the race differently.
How is it to be amongst so many young guys on the team? And what is the reaction of these youngsters when you share your experience?
The most races I did was with 4 or 5 older guys and then some young guys. So did not do really a race with 7 22-year-olds, but yeah, I don't have to give them that much of advice. They already know everything because they read everything, and sometimes they know more than me scientifically. So they tell me some things that I didn't know. And
you are in the room with Harry Sweeney.
Yeah.
You teach him things, or also?
Yeah, but I must say that for 23 now, because he's just getting his birthday, that he's really smart because he don't really have a lot of experience. I think he's only racing for 6 years, but he's racing quite good. The only thing I see him doing is like riding a lot in the wind, for example, next to the bunch, and this is some things that you can save a lot of energy if you don't do. But yeah, one day he also told me that he do this to get more wind because it was really warm, you know. So it's also not dumb. It's really smart actually, because when you stay inside the bunch, it's really warm. I don't know how many degrees more it can be.
On the climbs, it's a lot. It makes a big difference. When you're inside the bunch, it's. I think
we never speak about this, but people could maybe know that, and yeah, it's a big difference when you're inside the bunch. Like it's really warm.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. Question from Ridley76: if you could study again, which studies would you choose?
So I would like management, something it's interesting, I think. Maybe more specific for sport management, because we are in the system and we see how it works, but we don't see the behind the scene, like how they manage, how you make the contracts with the sponsors, how you deal with the sponsors, things like that. I think it's interesting to see.
A question from Tom Jet for Thomas. Are all bikes in the peloton more or less the same, or does equipment matter?
It depends on which stage. You have sprinter bikes, climber bikes. The climber bikes are light, the sprinter bikes are more aero. On days that are not really for the climbers, not really for the sprinters, you see a whole mix, and then you have to choose which one you prefer. I use a climber bike always, also on the flat days, but yeah, every brand has different materials, so it does matter.
Yeah. Lotto Soudal has 3 mechanics in the Tour de France. Today was a rest day for the riders and for the staff, but the mechanics, they had to work again. They worked today from 9 till 5. There was a reason for it, and one of the mechanics, Martijn van Schaik, he explains.
Een rustdag is voor ons geen rustdag. We geven alle fietsen eigenlijk een grote beurt. Dan hebben we extra tijd. Hè. Normaal rijden we er achteraan in de etappe verplaatsen van een hotel. Vandaag zijn we fysiek op 1 plek. We hebben ook iets meer tijd om alle fietsen goed na te kijken. Alle posities zeker te weten dat de eerste, tweede, derde fiets dat die allemaal hetzelfde zijn van positie. Dus vandaag is het voor ons eigenlijk een beetje een drukke dag. Een rustdag in de Tour is voor het personeel wat mee is met een wielerploeg geen rustdag. Die renners zijn vermoeid. Soms gaan ze dan een beetje spelen met de positie, millimeter hoger, millimeter lager, vooruit, achteruit. Dat wil niet zeggen dat wij direct alle reservefietsen ook aanpassen. Vaak is zo'n rustdag een goed moment om ze alle drie weer even goed on point gelijk te zetten. Ja, vroeger reden we met tubes. Nu is het een beetje een overschakeling naar tubeless. De Steven is nu er melk in aan het doen om de tubeless goed af te dichten. En als op het moment dat ze lek rijden, dat die ook het gat snel afdicht. Dat die jongens kunnen blijven verder rijden. Dus het is allemaal onderhoud dat we vandaag extra tijd voor hebben, omdat we fysiek op één plek staan. Dus de tubes kunnen vervangen worden, de tubeless kunnen allemaal weer netjes in orde gemaakt worden. Dus ja, vandaar dat het vandaag eigenlijk een drukke dag is voor ons.
Hoe beslis je of hoe beslissen de renners van ik rijd met tubes of ik rijd tubeless?
Ja, wij hebben een adviserende rol. Maar de renners zelf maken de uiteindelijke keuze met wat ze willen rijden. Ja, elk heeft zijn voor- en zijn nadelen. Dus het is afhankelijk van het parcours en de weersomstandigheden met welk materiaal de renners willen rijden.
Je bent nu bezig met de fiets van Philippe.
Ja. Ja, zoals jullie weten is die gevallen in de derde etappe. Er waren wat stukken aan. We hebben een ander stuur, ander zadel gestoken. Eigenlijk vast een beetje in voren werken. Aangezien de renners nu aan het trainen zijn we aan het wachten tot ze terugkomen. En dan, ja, dan begint het werk weer voor hier.
Do you guys have any rituals before the start of a race?
Like the normal preparation, you have to shit in the morning after breakfast before the race, and then you put on your number, you do the sign-in, and that's it. That's the only thing you have to do, or you have a bad day. It's true, eh?
Again, a question for you, Thomas. Donald Salmon wants to know what is the thing that really annoys you most when you are in a breakaway?
Too much information from the sport director.
How hard is it mentally to be on a long solo breakaway?
Mentally not that hard, it's physically hard.
Another question in the same direction. What do you think about when you are solo in a breakaway? Do you think you sing songs, you think about dinner, massage, you talk to yourself?
No, I think about how far it is to go to the finish, and then I divide what's remaining into sectors, like 10 kilometers till the top of that climb, then 4 kilometers downhill, 10 kilometers extra until that village, and then I try to focus on each sector and not to the finish.
Another one. When is the moment when you are in a breakaway that you think, okay, this could last till the finish?
Sometimes you feel it directly. If you are in a good breakaway and you know that the bunch won't chase, then you know directly. And sometimes when you have really good legs, and even if you have only 3-2 minutes, then still you can have the feeling like they cannot take it away today.
Phil, someone asks if with the new rules about litter zones and so on, how difficult it has become now. When you take a new bottle, that means you also have to get rid of an old bottle. How does it work?
It's I think it's a good thing, because you had in the past people throwing bottles anywhere. Even I saw over a bridge on the rivers. I saw stupid things in the past, and now it's more concentrated on some places. And then you have volunteers who record the papers and the bidons, and we still give it also on the climbs to the people. So it's not that we only give it in some zones; it's also on the climbs. So when you look good, and in a Tour de France like this year, it's so many climbing, you can throw it pretty much when you want. So it's still okay.
Christine Lozen asks, what would you say if one of your children wants to become a pro cyclist?
Don't do it. For the safety, not because we don't like it, but for the safety.
Thomas, will you be going home by bike after the Tour this year?
No, the bike will be in the truck.
That's it. Thank you, Thomas and Phil, but you have another job to do. We give away 15 keys of the Pro Cycling Manager game. And the winners, they come from this bowl. Here in this bowl are all the questions sent in by you on Facebook and Twitter. Thomas, you can choose 7 names, Phil 8, and then we have 15.
Jorge. Ja, ik denk dat het een Spanjaard is. Jorge, Erwan en Jonas Girard. Op Gerard. Martin Pieté. Ik weet niet op welke ding dat is. Elizabeth Hume. Mark Graham. Arne Smeets. Elizar.
Phil?
And me, I have Side, Steve Maas, Morten Dirkil. Hoe zeg je dat? Morten Dirkil.
Ja, denk het. Deen, denk ik.
Luxie. Jarrod 5. Pieter Maas. Pi Texera, een Bask.
Portugees.
En Jeroen.
Good. Congrats to the winners. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Phil. And thank you for watching.